On the gun, it's Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. This is Gillisley again. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
73. Great, set.
Back to Walker on 1st down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8.
Go Silver, ready?
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Pick made by Terrell Bernard. And the Vikings will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Dobson, the man in motion. Here's Gillisley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. To the air with McCarthy. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know, some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Now a 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Hey, easy, 63, pass. Great, set.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And going right back to Walker. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Great, set. Pass. No touch.
Here's Hurts to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. On the return is Williams. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's McCarthy. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. Across midfield. And the Browns are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
Great, set. No touch.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
Hurts. Caught by Wilson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Great, set.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kenneth Walker, that's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's still barreling through. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confident.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Spencer, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Throwing is McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up a 1st down.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 15. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. 98 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Again, it's Walker. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll run on 1st down. Cooper. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, that's a good-looking rookie right there. I love how he let the play set up and then showed that explosiveness that I saw on tape in college. Remember I showed you the clip of what he was doing and setting up blocks, and then he would just go? We saw it on that play right there. That one was fun to watch.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it is now 21-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this...
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Terrell Bernard is in on the tackle.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
They go play action with Hurts.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A.J. Brown, 39 14 yards. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half.
Well, it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away, but this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now McCarthy. They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
This is Gillisley. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go now.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. 128 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season. Walker with another carry.
There's a nice move. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
16 more on that one and another first down.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Vikings 3.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
63.
Up the middle they go. It's Cooper. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Here we go.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy sliding out of the pocket. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each run successful. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Here we go, sack.
Going for it, here's McCarthy.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Third down from the gun, McCarthy. That is caught. Powering. And he spins past him and into space. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Dobson, the man in motion. They'll look to throw now on first down. And now here is another interception. And the Browns force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
Running left is Walker. Shoves him aside. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Third down at 6.
Great, set.
They'll set up to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A give for Walker running right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 165 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cooper, and he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
That's right.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
No touch.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cooper to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, 36 yards. And the Browns have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Well, familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Now Gillisley, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. 59 yards.
And the Vikings are able to at least get one score back.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8.
Great. Set. No touch.
Up the middle they go. It's Cooper. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A big play there. 59 yards.
And the Browns are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
A try here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Now 2nd and 9.
73. No touch. No touch.
To the right side, this is Walker.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
No touch.
Throwing is Hurts. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Set. Delta.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They've got his man complete. Down the left sideline. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A.J. Brown. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Browns add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory.
Point after try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy.
Buying time to his left. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Trying the left side with Walker. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They run again with Walker. A little juke. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
No touch that. No touch.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cooper. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but As you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Let's go now. Set go.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Great, set.
On the give, it's Walker.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
Third and 12.
No touch, set. No touch.
Up the middle they go. It's Cooper. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Browns come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was